Hi guys, it's Jacob from StringBuzz here, stringbuzzworld.org being a music journalism site, links are in the description down below. And we have a brand new song review for you today, and it's the latest track by Rejjie Snow featuring Joey Badass and Jesse Boykins the third. I've never heard of this artist, so yeah, bear with me if I pronounce that name wrong, and that's Purple Tuesday, so I'm going to refer to the original article as I usually do for these videos, so I hope you enjoy. Now, I had no idea that my two favourite rappers on earth were combining to release a track this month, and a brand new track at that as well, and it's a pretty damn good collaboration in my opinion. Rejjie is one of the most underrated artists around at the moment, and I know people like to coin that phrase about any old artist at the moment, but in a genre that is so bloated and so weighted on particular artists, you know, the bigger artists like Joey himself, like Kendrick and all the rest of them, Rejjie is the one who sort of consistently stands out for me as a rapper who really has one of the most unique personalities. When it comes to Joey though, he just released probably the best rap album of this year last month. I preferred it to Damn personally. So what do I really have to moan about here? So shall we see what I thought of it? Well, I thought it was fantastic, and of course I was going to think it was fantastic just by the names that were presented in front of me, but putting my fanboyism aside for just one moment, this track just did all the right things to put a collaboration of this caliber over in the right way without putting one artist above another. Everything was balanced very well. Rejjie in particular is very smooth, much more focused than we usually hear from him. Usually he's quite flamboyant, I actually find, and his flow is really catchy as well. Then Joey comes in with actually the more vibrant approach and more vibrant tone, utilizing some rhythmic ploys and unusual syllabic behavior in his flow to create a verse that is a little more diverse than Rejjie, so it's like a good collaboration there just between those two. Jesse's vocal performance is decent in the chorus, and it did the job for me, but I would have liked to have heard his sort of natural Jamaican accent a little more, because it came out towards the end of the track, and I think it would have added, you know, a ton of variation into this track. Production-wise, the track is quite reliant on this very old-school sound, but luckily for us, it was executed pretty darn brilliantly. We have this twangy, gorgeous bass, which fills the low ground really well with tonality and funkiness. The percussion is all acoustic too, and I actually think it's on a loop as well. Again, it reiterates this old-school approach, and I think it really sank with me really well. As for the vocal tracks, well, they sounded pretty great throughout this track and pretty much untampered with as well, which is my personal favorite approach to mixing rap vocals in particular. Other than that, there isn't really much else to say. All the instrumentation is organic, and the mix is actually quite dry in comparison to many other competitors around at the moment, but I think it works really well to create this nostalgic set piece. When it comes to the musicality of this track, even though the backing track was a touch repetitive for me, the performances definitely made the song what it is. I mean, it's unusual to hear Rejjie sound so monotonous, and I actually think it works really well by opening this track up with a little more authenticity and poise. It just suited the backing track well. It helps you sort of get introduced to this mix. Then once you pair it with Joey's section, which is a little more dramatized, with more dramatized phrasing in particular, and a much more eager tone of voice, it allows for some variation that makes the track feel a little more exploratory than it perhaps should have even had the right to. The chorus hook is also great as well and really catchy, again harkening back to some older era rap music. Although it isn't particularly adventurous or brand new in any way, it did all it needed to do, and for me it didn't make a single mistake along the way, which is why it's difficult for me to really review and spot any flaws to in any way be the devil's advocate for even a moment. Lyrically, of course, you already know that this track would be pretty darn solid with just the names involved. At this point, I'm almost certain that Joey and Rejjie are incapable of writing bad lyrics full stop. They could write about the same theme for the rest of their careers if they really wanted to, and yet somehow they would still find new refreshing views and claims and perspectives that I never even thought about before. So all in all, it's a really professional outing, I think. Sure, it's not a decade-defining track or even a year-defining one either. It's not my favorite rap track of this year at all, but everything it aims to achieve, it succeeds at, and it succeeds at well, I think. It's not groundbreaking or instantly re-listenable as a tune, but it's one that you can stick on and just sink into at any time, and it's got that replayability factor which will give it some age and some timeline, I think. So I gave it a G rating of 8.5 out of 10, so if you like this video then please leave a like, comment what you think in the comment section down below, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you around next time. Bye bye.